Welcome back to Dewan Pundit Indonesia, the English version, and it's time for us to dive into a huge story. Manchester United's reported plans to build a brand new stadium. With the club still struggling on the pitch and the squad rebuild under Ruben Amorim just beginning, is this really the right move? Now that's the question. There have been talks about renovating Old Trafford for years, but now United are reportedly considering a completely new stadium. Why is this happening now, Adi?
Because they're not playing very well on the pitch.
So they need a distraction?
Something positive. With the amount of workers now not being part of Manchester United anymore.
New jobs with the construction of the stadium.
And plus that interview that Gary Neville did with Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
It's very eye-opener, right?
I think it was strange.
It's an eye-opener of how ruthless and insensitive he can be.
Yeah, but when he talks about some things, it was we, us, and then suddenly goes to I. And then when you hear him talking about the problems, Manchester United almost going bust at the end of the year 2024.
Go bankrupt.
That is a lie. That is, of course, a lie. There's no way. There's no way with his resources, with the Glazers. There's no way. But I think right now, with a new stadium coming up, so that was a bit of a contradiction when you say the club is going bust, and then next few days we are going to build a new stadium for 2 billion, with the best architect, Sir Norman Foster. And you have that picture with Gary Neville speaking in the background, which is a bit shady. And 2 billion for a stadium. I think the fans would consider staying at Old Trafford, not going to New Trafford, and just as quick as they can turn things around on the pitch and win a title back. In the Premier League. But again, if you look at the big picture going forward, looking at teams now with great stadiums, but we don't want to go towards Tottenham, of course, when you don't have a good side, but you have the best stadium. I think that is the best stadium, which from the outside looks like a toilet sink, but when you go inside and you feel the atmosphere and you take a look at how grand it is. But it's going to be sad if on the pitch the players are not playing, not performing, and this is what happened to Tottenham right now. They have all the best, but in terms of the outcome on the pitch, is not good enough. So we don't want to see Manchester United in this same mold, in going with a great stadium, but not having the best side.
Yeah, I mean, obviously building a brand new stadium isn't cheap, so I mean, do United have the financial strength to do this?
They'll go to the bank and...
They're good, The bank will loan the money, of course.
It's a positive loan.
It's a positive loan with low interest rate.
Of course.
When the funny thing is they name it New Trafford, which is like an obvious name. Like it's an obvious name.
What's the point of this?
But what's the point? But it's just really funny. So they now have an actual Old Trafford and an actual New Trafford. 100,000 capacity. That's a lot.
That's almost like plus 25,000 than the current Old Trafford, so which means more income.
Does that include the mice or
the mice and the leaking?
The mini waterfall inside.
The mini waterfall inside. But Ratcliffe. The argument for him building the new stadium is like London. The South has 2 Champions League and the North has 10 Champions League titles.
That's a bit of a
swipe
for Arsenal.
And the London-based teams. But they said the best stadiums are in London, so they need that new Wembley of the North to host the
NFL.
And the NFL, it has got to host the NFL. Yeah, it has to, because they need to make money out of it. They have to make money out of the
6
stadium.
days of Beyonce, not enough. 15 days of Taylor Swift, stop it.
Of Taylor Swift. But Taylor, she came quite a few times to Manchester, and they played
just to be seen.
Just to be seen.
Piggyback riding, typical fashion.
Like NFL wasn't enough.
I think 2 billion pounds in this economy. He promises 92,000 new jobs, but I think that's the kicker.
Take 400 and give 92,000.
Take 400. Forget the 400. I give you 92,000. And he said
you get a job.
And they said that it's gonna be finished in record time.
5 years.
5 years.
Is it possible?
normal.
Oh, we have
normally-
a building in Indonesia that took only a night. The Candi Prambanan, the Candi
Prambanan.
Borobudur. It was like yesterday
It was
wasn't
like
there.
yesterday wasn't there, but
Now
then
it's there.
boom,
Now it's here.
yeah.
And you go to the Dono Casino movies and you say Monas wasn't there yesterday. It's here right
was there.
now.
Oh my
Today.
God! Just how old are you?
His references are quite old, but that's
It's quite
at the end for
telling.
you. Yeah. So, in 5 years' time, I think if they can make it in record times, they're gonna make it a prefab part in the New Trafford. They're gonna make use of the Manchester canals,
Manchester.
obviously,
To-
because
to-
they had to
to
move
get in
the
the
part.
big structures.
Yeah.
Because the canals, they played an important part in the industrial revolution.
Then they're
That's
gonna
why-
use the 3 people from Lord of the Rings to help. They will come.
They will go. And
The giants.
the giants to help it make it in record times. 5 years, that's gonna be quite a fast. But I think the design, it lives. I don't know, maybe.
No, truly. Do you
not
like the
truly.
designs? Yes or no?
To be fair,
Inspired by the
fair.
Trident.
it's like a circus tent
Yeah.
from far away.
It is unique.
But I think that's the way they want it, because they want Old Trafford to be
And-
like the centerpiece of Manchester.
Cultural
they want it to cultural
Center with concerts. Yeah.
They want it to be seen from miles away. They said it can be seen from 40 kilometers away, the spire. Because when you came into Manchester, if you go in by train, the first
That's
thing
bleak.
you will see is the Etihad Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why Manchester
yeah.
United wants to make a monument as
Yeah.
big as Monjum. Not Monjum. Monument as
Let's
big
just
as
hope it's
Mordor.
not like 100,000 seats for playing in the Europa League.
In the Europe.
It has to be Champions League, right?
It has to be Champions League in and out, but we saw how struggling Arsenal was when they first went to.
So possibly
the
it's going to be like
Emirates
1-2
Stadium.
seasons where they will not buy players because they have
Yeah.
to concentrate in making the new stadium.
No, but this is the thing, Adi, because Man United currently has a debt of what, 1 billion,
Yeah.
and they're gonna have more 2 billion more in debt. How much
Damn.
do they have a debt ceiling like the the U.S. government, and will they keep going past that debt ceiling? Ratcliffe, he promised jobs. He promised more to the economy of the northern people, but he himself lives in Monaco.
Yeah, Monaco.
he doesn't pay
The tax.
UK taxes.
Thank you
so-
very much, Mr. Jim Ratcliffe. You maverick.
Yeah, Ineos, they made a lot of great big projects, chemical manufacturing plants and everything.
Which they say now is struggling.
Is it?
Yeah, Ineos is
wow.
struggling, so that's
Ineos
why
is
they're
struggling.
cutting a lot of jobs, and not just for Manchester United, but also
for the
across their
Ineos
offices.
operations. Wow.
Yeah. They need to win more bicycle tournament
Bicycle tournament, the
races.
Grenadiers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a very
It's a
painful
very-
topic to talk
Yeah.
about. But
Yeah,
let's play.
I think the Manchester United fans are confused because
Yeah,
in one
yeah,
hand
yeah.
they would like to have a new stadium, a state of the art, the best in the world, not just in Europe, not just in England. And if you can see the point that Sir Jim is making, maybe he's envious of the likes of the Emirates and then
Yeah, yeah.
Wembley, and then you
London
have,
Stadium,
although it's poor, but still
Tottenham
a huge stadium for West Ham, the London Stadium, and then you have Tottenham's brand spanking new, state of the art, unbelievable stadium. But when you go in, I went there. I go in and like Tottenham doesn't deserve this. This is not for you, Tottenham. Yeah,
This is for the NFL teams.
yeah.
playing
This
in
is for the
US,
NFL
yeah.
playing for
And
Taylor
what,
and for
yeah.
Beyonce and for the Rolling Stones to play, but not for Tottenham. Where's the
Aw.
trophies?
Yeah.
I think the players are confused playing there too because
Yeah.
it's a lot better when
really
you
deserve
when you
this? Yeah.
in the past went to White Hart Lane. There is a certain aura to that
Yeah.
place. Although you were not winning, but you will still feel that aura of the place, which I think now is a bit dead in the new stadium, as comfortable as it is. But I think the team has to do better, has to win titles. In order for the fans to enjoy more their new
Yeah, sure.
stadiums.
Right, so let's play Fantasy Football Manager for a bit. We all know that United haven't been a dominant force in football on and off the pitch. If you were in charge, what would be your main focus for now? With the money that they have, the depth that they have, what would be your main focus right now?
This is a very.
It's difficult. Stick with Ruben Amorim because if they fire him at the end of the season, then Ineos has to go with him because it's been ridiculous the way they make the signings for the front office, the way they treated Ashworth, Newcastle's own,
No,
and then
No, it's not.
he's just a mercenary looking for
and then
jobs.
Sir Jim says that it was about chemistry, the dynamics in the front office was just not working with Ashworth and with Wilcox and Omar. So yeah, we need to give time to the manager. But of course the pressure is on because when you take over Manchester United, Sir Jim knows what he has got into, but the people around him is not the best right now. And if you take a listen to the interview with Gary Neville, and then Neville say, why not instead of firing all these staff and everybody with that £40,000 thingy that they can collect from like a charity gala dinner with a few players, and Sir Jim
Nobody mentioned
says
it to
that
me.
nobody mentioned to me that, and that is interesting, and maybe we can go back. That is just ridiculous. That is what I think. He is not informed very well with the people around him, and this is very problematic because Sir Jim, when he comes into Manchester United as a fan, as a boy loving Manchester United growing up, he wants Manchester United to do well because with all the wealth that he has, he can just go and spend his lifetime for the next 10 years before he dies on an island somewhere, by somewhere in Papua, maybe.
living his best life.
Yeah, but now he wants to be involved with Manchester United, but the people around him is just not doing a great job, not telling him the perfect things, the good ways to in trying to make United a better club. So it's very problematic.
And with the Glazers protest last weekend, I think it's telling also that people still
Because that's the core. That's the core of the
yeah,
problem.
that's the core of the problem. I think that's the real core of the problem. They're not going anywhere if the Glazers are still there. The fact that they are in the background right now with Ratcliffe having to deal with all the hoo-ha of this bad time, the car crash interview and everything, because the Glazers never made that kind of interview before.
The last 20 years.
The last 20 years.
No,
maybe just
but Sir Jim is so brave to do
Sir
that.
Jim,
Although the answers were not always great.
Yeah, it's not always great.
I think he set up like 4 interviews.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he needs to rally also the supporter, the Man United supporter, because running this football operation is definitely harder than his previous tenures in cycling and
Formula One.
Nice,
For sure.
Formula One.
Yeah.
The Ineos brand is also taking a hit with this, and I just think there's too much heads involved in the top level management. I think they need to streamline that just to make the football operation leaner and result oriented, not profit oriented again. So yeah, I don't know.
Quite a few problems.
You have to go back to the players again and review after the season what's going on. Because if you look at them right now, the only very functioning player in his role is Bruno Fernandes. Right?
Yeah.
So he's been scoring the free kick. He's been giving assists and scoring goals.
He's been doing too much.
He's been doing too much really, and I think he needs players that can complement his abilities. And it doesn't seem like right now Man United has that player that can help him. And thinking about a new stadium at this point and where they are at the moment is just, to me, it's just so
bonkers.
It's just it's such a long shot for them to actually think about it. So I think the stadium should be just a bit later when they're actually winning and playing better. I was going to say something else, but I think it's the stadium itself, it looks, I agree with Fierzi, it looks like a circus, what would you call it? Circus tent.
Yeah.
It looks more like an entertainment hub where you do a lot of different things instead of just a stadium. But to be honest, still, Man United is, the most successful English team with most, followers, most social media engagements, whatever.
Liverpool coming to 20 times soon?
Yeah, they're gonna go.
20 times champions, right?
Yeah, but Man United's the focus here. But I think if any other team, it's definitely Man United to big something that big. It's just I don't think it's the right time because there's a lot of different things to focus on. Obviously, you can't spend 2 billion in the transfer market just willy nilly like you want to build a stadium. So
And in that interview as well, it was interesting that Sir Jim taking a swipe at a couple of players.
Yeah, he
Did
named
he?
players.
The
that-
Onana.
watch this interview.
That's
Now I'm
really
regretting it.
Hoyland. I was eating my popcorn and it was just it choked me up because Manchester United is gonna play one of the most important matches in the whole entire season. And this will, I think, save Ruben Amorim, will save a lot of players.
Yeah.
But then Sir Jim,
Sociedad game.
the Sociedad game, just before the Sociedad game.
Yeah.
And he's telling about players having performing very, very badly for the side. And you talk about Onana. Onana is your only goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And he's gonna play a key component, a crucial player for Manchester United. And he's talking a lot about Onana, about Hoyland, about the signings, about a few players underperforming, Casemiro, maybe earning too much at Manchester United. So and Casemiro is now playing and starting in that midfield because you don't have any buddies. So this is another interesting side of the interview that you need to watch.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it. I regret it now,
Don't forget
'cause
to
you keep-
prepare the
you keep
popcorns.
referencing
Yeah,
it.
when,
You,
it,
my
when, it,
popcorn.
when, it, when
Yeah.
it popped up, I was like, "What is this?" And it was just
Hypothetically speaking, when that stadium is finished and they still perform the way they are now, who's going to fill the 100K seats? You know what I'm saying?
No,
will
they're
fill it.
gonna
They
fill
will
it.
fill
They're
it.
gonna
They
fill
will
it.
fill
They
it.
have
tourists.
hardcore fans.
They will.
Sure.
No, it's not about the hardcore fans.
Yeah.
It's about the tourist fans.
The tourist fan.
And,
True.
and you, when you talk
True.
about Manchester United winning titles and etc. and not going for the money, I think now they're going for the money first.
Okay.
True.
So that is why
True.
I'm a bit concerned that we're going to see Manchester United going in the direction of Tottenham, but Tottenham doesn't have that history of winning
History, yeah.
No.
a lot of titles before.
To be honest, yeah, only Man United has that history and can actually has that magnet to attract
Yeah.
people. I just don't think it's going to be that smooth, you know, because 100K, 2 billion project. If when would you say it was going to finish by?
It's supposed to be 10 years, but they're going to cut it to 5.
5 years.
Okay, so if by 5 years they're not, performing the way they
So
are,
5
it's
years,
just
cutting it from
downhill, I
10.
think.
Downhill in terms of the playing style, in terms of not winning any trophies, and how many people will die? Oh my God.
Right.
This is Qatar all over.
This is Qatar.
Oh, I did not see that coming.
You cut 10 years to
Dark
5
all of a
years.
sudden.
Imagine the workload for the workers.
Shortcuts.
At least it's
They're
just
gonna-
one stadium.
Let's
I
just
think.
hope
At least it's
nothing
just one
bad
stadium.
One
happens.
stadium.
Yeah. So what do you think, Jibratium? Do you think a new stadium is a smart long-term investment for Manchester United? Write your thoughts on the comment section below. We'll be back right after this one.